How the fuck do I... It's way over there now. I need to turn my camera. Yeah. We're live. We're live. Live. Live from New York. Oh, sorry. Shall we?
Live from New York, it's Saturday night! Raw!
Tuesday. It reminds me of that store. I don't know if you guys have it in your neighborhood, but there's a store that sells like crafts, I think, that's called Tuesday Morning. The most boring store name.
I don't know why you know that, but okay.
Because you drive by and you see the sign that says Tuesday Morning, and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing there? It's the most boring time of day of the
It's probably a front for a cult that sells like
juice.
Yes, juice. That's it. Juice boxes.
They're so boring. They sell the cup.
Nikes and solo cups.
Yeah, that's all they sell. Okay, guys.
I feel bad for Kool-Aid because they didn't drink Kool-Aid in that cult. It was the other one.
Powerade?
No. What was the other mixable drink back then? It's still around. No.
Ecto Cooler.
That's what I thought. It just wasn't Kool-Aid. I knew that.
High C.
That's it. It was High C.
He said Ecto Cooler, which was High C, so that's how he got there.
It's like pineapple juice and sugar. That's what High C is. Just.
But for some reason, drinking the Kool-Aid, with that saying after the mass suicide when the Hale-Bopp comet was here. Remember that?
Yeah. So, Jim Jones.
Yeah. Drinking the Kool-Aid. It wasn't Kool-Aid. It was High C.
Well, you know what? Good branding by
Kool-Aid
to jump on that.
Yeah, I'm thinking, did it help or hurt Kool-Aid? I don't know.
Lost opportunity.
Kool-Aid's still number one, so there you go.
There you go. I mean, if people are saying your name, that means they remember you. And there you go.
They should just had a comic book where the Kool-Aid Man's fighting Jim Jones, like fisticuff style.
Oh, yeah. So I love one.
Climbing up the stairs to the stars.
Yeah.
Let's go to the comet. Mm-hmm. Macho Man Randy Savage when I do it, but yeah. Okay, brother.
All right, brother.
Okay.
Bonesaw is ready.
Right on my
Adam.
top while this is filmed, brother.
Adam, 1 through 4.
1 through 4. 3.
God damn it! Everyone always picks 3. With the Simpsons. Frank, 1 through 5.
2.
Stop! Don't you see what's happening here? They're fattening us up so they can eat us.
Oh, come on, Lisa.
You don't believe me? Then just look at this book that I found.
Humans, you have stopped eating. Lincoln, you big, stupid space creature. Nobody, but nobody eats the Simpsons.
Loitering in Wonderland, The Twilight Zone review.
They thought we were going to eat them. Good God.
Is this some kind of joke?
No, they're serious.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to LIW The Twilight Zone review, episode 209, season 5, top 5. I am Phoenix West.
I'm Franklin Weeks.
And I'm Adam Wilcox.
Welcome, guys. We are going to discuss, unfortunately, top 5 of season 5. And I do have a question for you. I don't know if I'm going to pose it in this episode or the next. Probably the next, because it's more relevant to that. Frank made a fucking list on paper. Holy shit. It only took him 5 fucking seasons to do it.
I went old school, but, I did at least make a list, so.
Old school? Frank went old school.
I know. But I typed it out so I wouldn't make mistakes.
Pretty new school there, Adam.
Yeah, exactly.
What's old school? You did it on an iPhone 5?
No, I remember my great-grandpa had a quill pen. And he would sit there and he'd dip his ink in there, and he'd go, I'm going to write a grocery list. And he'd go, where's my iPhone? And he'd type it into that thing.
I could have wrote it on a scroll, but I ran out this afternoon. I'm sorry. They're all out of scrolls.
Such a failed joke. Yeah. You failed so bad, dude.
That's all right.
Hey, does anybody have a car crash sound they can do?
We throw it in there.
ISCP, Jared has one for me. It's used often.
Can't imagine why. No, dude.
Let's get into our top fives. I almost said
Top
bottom.
5 at 5. Boom, boom.
So we're starting at the least favorite, working our way to the favorite.
That's what I did. 5 to 1.
Okay.
But you got to mention that
I got that joke.
your least favorite, if it's in the top 5 list of season 5, is still saying a lot, right? Because how much you guys hate season 5. So,
well, it could. It also could mean our 4 and 5 are okay.
You won't agree with me anyway, but I don't give a shit. So
that's all right. We don't have Eye of the Beholder in this season, so I'm not.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that one. That's for another episode of you know it'll show up. It's just I'm just warning you now. It'll be on a list.
So Adam's gonna give us a trivia. He's gonna read off his little description, Frank.
This is not going to be... I didn't exactly plan it to be like this, but I just decided at the last minute, instead of just throwing out the title out there, I'll just give you my little excerpt that I wrote since I took the time to write these things, and you guys can say the name of the episode. So, starting with number 5... Okay.
Wait till he finishes, and then we'll discuss.
Yes. All right. So, number 5... Chucky, Annabelle, Brahms, The Boy 2, and every dummy-related episode of Twilight Zone owes this one some deserved respect. This is one of the last known appearances of Telly Savalas' hairline.
R.I.P. hairline. This one's pretty obvious. Yeah.
Living Doll.
So Adam's top 5, his number 5 is Living Doll.
Yep.
I noticed... Oh, before we start, before we comment on yours, let me quickly read our top 5 for Twitter.
Okay.
Cozy TV Cat Lover, at Cozy TV Cat Lover. Top, Living Doll, Ring a Ding Girl, The Fear, Stop Over in a Quiet, and The Encounter.
Yeah, he's just trying to start some shit.
She's
trying to start some shit.
Daniel wrote at DTHO84. His top is The Long Morrow, The Masks, The Encounter, and number 12, just like you, and Living Doll. So both people have Living Doll in their top 5. And it is one of those classic episodes, you call it. There's about 10 episodes I would say is in that classic list, and this is definitely one of them. Is Frank okay?
Yeah, Missy's talking.
Okay. So I'll make sure. He's like getting really blurry over there. But Adam, what would you say was the pushover to put this in your top 5?
Honestly, a combination of the creepy factor, the fact that Telly Savalas was such an a-hole in the episode. It's a nice little case of like revenge comeuppance. It's a nice little comeuppance episode. And we had a really good time watching it. I remember that. So it stuck out that. And I remember it because it always shows up in the marathons. I'm like, oh, this is the one with the doll. And it's like, and me and my family, because my mom especially has this thing with dolls. Like she gets really creeped out, like anything with a doll that talks or moves or anything like that. So when this one comes on, it always gives her the willies. So
I wish we would have chosen this one because this is from that episode of the Simpsons one.
Great Caesar's ghost, a talk crusty doll.
I'm Cookie the Clown, and I love you very much.
That doll is evil, I tells ya. Evil! Evil!
I wish we would have chose that theme song.
I love Grandpa Simpson. I just absolutely love that guy.
Yeah, but I like the episode. I like it plenty. It didn't.
And we had a good time with it. Yeah, we didn't really have any bad things to say. We were really looking for stuff to pick about of that episode. It's stuff that we've seen before, but at the time, it wasn't like the popular thing in time. Like I said before, everybody's borrowed from this and taken it to different levels, and some do it better than others. Like I appreciated the first, Child's Play. But I think by the time they started doing Annabelle and all that kind of stuff, those movies are just boring as shit to me. But they're still ripping off the same premise, So.
And the most insulting part of those movies is they're like based off a true story. I'm like, no, the doll kind of went once.
Actually, the doll. This I think I told you guys in the actual episode. The original Annabelle doll was not Annabelle. It was Raggedy Ann.
Yeah.
And I remember for a long time my sister had this thing she was doing where she was real little, and every night she was getting nightmares, and she'd be like, what's scary? Like, do you have a nightmare? No. Something spooky. What is it? Something spooky in my room. And this just went on for like weeks. And then finally my dad had just had it, and he went in there, turned the lights on, and he just pointed to every toy in the room. Is this spooky? Is this spooky? No. Is this spooky? No. Finally gets to Raggedy Ann's. Raggedy Ann came out of the room, went in a garbage bag, and went up in the attic. This is before I heard the Annabelle story.
At least your sister didn't go in a garbage bag up the attic.
Yeah.
Fuck her, she's out.
That's what I wanted to do. No. But
I think I found the spooky thing.
Yeah, so Annabelle may or may not have been in our house at one point. Who knows? But it is a pretty creepy looking doll. I mean, it child's toys and clowns and things like that. They're always the things of nightmares. It's no wonder kids don't play with toys anymore.
Raggedy Ann is scarier to me than the Annabelle doll in those movies. It's just so trying way too hard. My brother had a puppet on the wall from my grandpa or my great grandpa or something like that. And it was like, it was a marionette. So it was had a little wood thing, and it was a tack or something.
I have one of those too. Yeah.
And it had like the long, exaggerated nose and a creepy old man. I had like this wispy white hair coming out of it. And I was sitting there like as a kid, just like convinced it was moving around the room when I was like 5. I remember it terrified the shit out of me.
One of the good ones I remember was Cat's Eye. The very end of Cat's Eye, there's like that little troll that comes out of the wall there, and we have a Halloween decoration that looks almost exactly like that thing. And we keep telling our parents, would you stop putting that decoration out, because we're pretty sure that belongs in the house in a glass jar sitting next to Annabelle. It shouldn't be put out at Halloween. The thing is cursed.
I remember I found the doll when I was a little bit older. I found it and I put a nail through its head, like through the eyebrow, and I folded the eyebrow over it. And I was like, "You're fucking dead." Okay, bitch.
So you were that kid. Okay.
I was like, that doll's dead. If it was ever alive, it's dead now.
You were the bad kid in Toy Story.
No, I did it. I didn't do it to the rest of them. I just did it to that one because it was fucking evil.
Just that one.
When I was being babysat once, when I was really young, I took, I guess, our babysitter had a daughter, so she had dolls in the basement, and I didn't know that the exterminator was coming over that day to spray the basement, and for some reason I just got like cord and I hung all of her dolls from the rafters, so when he went down there was like 30 dolls just hanging all over the place. I have to imagine it was an extremely creepy circumstance to walk into.
Mom, DCFS is at the door. No.
I can't wait to see the atrocities you hang on that shelf behind you there, the empty shelf you have.
Yeah, it's got room for a lot of Raggedy Anns can go on that shelf.
A lot of Raggedy Anns and dead cats playing with
I have 1, 2, 3. I have like 5 shelves behind me I need to put up. I'm gonna go kind of like
need a whole collection of Living Dead dolls.
Yeah.
I just don't collect anything. I don't even know what I'm going to put on there. Like, I mean,
just don't do the dumb thing and fill it up with Funko Pops. Okay, just don't do that. Everybody does that.
I mail all of them away.
Good man.
I have.
Frank, what's your top 5? Your number 5. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say my whole top 5, or
no, your number 5.
Okay. I just want to preface. These are all opinions, so there's no reason to attack anybody for it. But
okay.
Okay. Number 5, The Mask.
Fuck you. Sorry.
You're fucking wrong.
Number 5, The Mask. Okay.
I mean, it's a solid episode. It's a solid Twilight Zone episode. I mean, you end up with people with weird looking faces. It's always a big crowd pleaser.
It's a classic.
Yeah, it's a. It works.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the acting was great. The old man was fucking cast perfectly. He played it perfectly, and I love the fact that he didn't have, it's okay. I love the fact that he didn't have an imprint of the mask on his face when he died. I love that part. It was so symbolic.
You were almost expecting it. It didn't happen. Yeah, that was the beauty of it. That he'd been vindicated.
Right,
so.
Exactly. And like him not having that, just it was more. Like there was symbolism there. More symbolism than you could. As long as you caught it anyway.
Yeah, I also like the fact that it was directed by Ida Lupino, who was in one of our least favorite episodes from season 1, 16mm Shrine. She's the only female to ever direct a Twilight episode, original one. The only one. She did a fucking great job.
She really did. Yeah.
That episode is solid all the way through. So
sure is. I mean, that episode has a high probability of making my top 10 of the entire series, possibly. At least top 20. At least top
next
20.
week will be our top 10, top 10 bottom 10 of the entire series. So it's gonna be a long episode, guys.
I was gonna say that'll have to be an extended episode. Yeah.
Next week is one episode for the entire stream. So
there you go.
Podcast, so it's gonna be a long one. Just warning.
That's what she said.
Not say that. She said, "I'm so wish it was a long one." But you did the movie quote where you cut out all the surrounding words and said it's a long one. It's ... a long one.
Yeah, I've never heard that in my life. Anywho,
it's a good 5. It's a good number 5.
Not yet. It's a solid start to a list I actually made.
I can't believe you made a list. I'm more proud of you for that than your number 5.
Thanks. Yes.
If there's nothing else, shall we go in the my 5?
Oh, okay. Is it in PowerPoint form?
It is. It's a PowerPoint list.
I thought about doing that. I didn't have time. I didn't have time.
I made a filthy version for every episode on my top and bottom. So here's the original cut of my number 5. It was much grosser than I expected. It's
more gross, actually.
I'm glad they cut it. I'm glad they changed it to what it was. They made a wise decision, but here we go. Here's my number 5.
You want to? No. Doesn't matter. What's the difference where I sit? It's not the seat. It's the airplane. I'm going to be all right.
Can't you?
I will. I guess I need a little.
Are you all right?
Yeah, fine.
He does look constipated.
Don't you think you ought to
Spock
now?
Yeah, I'll take one of those.
Full softener?
Yeah, fine.
Will you wake me if you need me?
I will. Honey. Julia, wake up. Julia, don't look at me like that.
Bob.
I realize what this sounds like. I know I had it. I know it looks to you as if the same thing's happening again, but it isn't. I'm sure it isn't. Look, the reason I'm thinking of this isn't just to worry you. You notice I didn't tell you before.
Well, I want you to tell me.
I didn't tell you before. I wasn't sure whether it was real or not, but I am sure now. It is real.
No, darling, it's all right. It's all right.
Julia, I know your intentions are good. I know you love me and sympathize with me, but don't patronize me. All right. All right, then I'll...
Honey, I was going to tell them when you...
Were you?
Jesus Christ.
For me?
Please, Bob.
For the love of God.
They'll teach you to eat the potato salad at a Texas barbecue.
That was a gamble.
Now, darling.
Sure. Boy.
What'd you do?
Get his wife to give him one of those pills?
He'll be out for hours.
Oh, I hope so, the way the storm's coming up.
Now, don't worry, Betty. Everything's fine.
I hope so.
Oh my god, dude.
It's all right now, darling.
I know. But I'm the only one who does know. Right now.
The flight of Mr. Robert Wilson has ended now.
Pepto-Bismol, as it
Yes.
soothes heartburn and upset stomach, as well as diarrhea.
Heartburn, stomach, indigestion, diarrhea.
Cha-cha-cha.
But yeah, I recorded that off an 80s tape I had, and I just threw it on here, so I figured it was relevant. But I'm glad they cut it down. Yeah, that's my number 3. My number 5, Nightmare at 30,000 Feet, is so.
Question: were those farts real? And if so, how long did it take you to record all of them?
They were a sound clip from YouTube.
Damn.
Recording live ones would have been interesting. I don't want to talk into this microphone after I shat on it, but every time I breathe out, it just floats up. No, I'll rely on you.
It gets you mustache, you know.
Yeah.
It's all over.
You don't want that.
Yeah, if he was curdling in his shorts as much as he was in that clip, that lady would not have had her mouth open. Just saying.
No. I love the fact that I removed the gremlin from the episode and made new context for it. So all her looks of worry are.
It works so well, dude.
That he shit himself on a plane, and he's scared about doing it again.
It's so perfect, dude.
That was fun to do. That took me a long time to make.
I can imagine. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely.
Anyway, that's my number 5. Adam, we need to hurry up. Let's go to your number 4.
Yes, sir. All right. So this one's you're going to get it right away. Martin Landau stars as Russian officer trying to defect. It's perfectly paced scene from a spy movie that never happened, but maybe should have.
Interesting. I can't believe that's only number 4 on your list. Actually.
Yeah.
Seemed like you enjoyed that quite a bit.
Well, it's fun for me because I'd never seen that episode before. Surprisingly, I never saw that one, and I was like, "Where the fuck was this episode?" When I was watching,
This is one of those lost gems that people don't normally see. Yeah,
probably because it was so shoved so far to the end of the series that people probably just tuned out by then. Maybe didn't watch it, but I enjoyed it.
At like 5:30 a.m. during the marathon or something.
It kind of had that Manchurian Candidate vibe to it. And I enjoyed it.
I didn't do it again.
What?
I didn't bring up the John Frankenheimer movie. Adam did.
That's great.
Damn.
Adam,
I fell right into that. I fell right down that rabbit hole. Damn it.
No, fuck you. You didn't fall into it. You created that rabbit hole.
No, damn it. No, I take it back. It's no longer my number 4. I was kidding.
I will agree, though. That's part of the reason I love that episode so much. I like how simple. I like the ones that aren't super, super sci-fi or super, super sappy or country or blah blah blah.
Yeah, this one's more of a battle of wits, and I really.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to
This
cut you
one's
off.
very simple. Yeah, Jeopardy Room's a very simple episode. I mean, padded a lot with, rodisms, I guess.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of that rod talk. Frank, hold on 1 second. No, it's just your feed. Your blurry.
It could be your feed. It also could be that maybe your camera might be at 480. Go to your gear settings and change it to 720.
Yeah, I've been waiting, but yeah, it's a good. I like that episode a lot.
Yeah,
so I don't want to get too much into it. it does it is on my top 5. So that's all I can say.
Is that better?
Yeah. Well, no, you're still blurry. Yeah.
No, still blurry.
It doesn't look blurry to me at all.
Do this. We're not going to cover our podcast with this, so fuck it. Who cares? I care more about the podcast than the video feed. I don't.
Yeah,
understood.
It is what
but,
it is.
But I do want it to work right. It looks like it's working fine to me. I mean,
you're blurry.
It's a StreamYard thing, man. It's just pixelated on our end. You look like you're coming through an old 1990s Windows 95 camera.
I'll sign back out and sign back in.
You better hurry because you're up next. So let's talk. Frank, do that. We'll talk about this episode a little bit more.
Okay.
I like the fact that it's simple. I like the fact that there's no sci-fi involved at all. Frank, go ahead and leave. Do it now, and do it. So I can talk over it. There goes Frank. I like that there's no sci-fi element. There's only so many episodes, like The Silence, The Shelter, this one. There's like 5 episodes that have 0 sci-fi involved. The Monsters doing Maple Street until the last 10 seconds doesn't have any sci-fi, and the sci-fi part of that ruins it for me. I like the fact that it's just fear-based.
Yeah.
I like those kind of episodes. That's right up my alley. So this episode is definitely on my list. I love it. It's especially toward the end of this season where we weren't getting many gems. We were mostly dealing with 4s and 5s.
I was starting to give up hope, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, hey, this is fun, You know
what's weird though? I mean, let's talk about it now because Frank's gone, but we were dealing with a lot of kind of episodes, but they weren't as terrible as the episodes in the beginning of the season. Remember how bad those were?
Yeah.
Those were atrocious. And
we'll talk about those in the next episode.
Yeah. But I remember being like, this episode.
Yeah.
It was one after another. And so when we get to the Jeopardy room, I'm kind of like, they had scripts out there that they could have worked on and done, but they just didn't.
Yeah.
It just felt like everyone kind of gave up at this point.
This might have even been like a pilot for a TV show, or maybe something that was written for a movie that didn't happen. Whatever the reason may be, it's a fun little episode, and like you said, hidden gem. And I thank you for introducing me to it. I really do. I really enjoyed it.
It does feel like the opening scene of a James Bond movie, like a good James Bond movie.
One of the good old ones. It's one of the things I realized. I recently restarted watching the James Bonds. And I did not realize how much I loved Dr. No until now. And maybe it's because now that I'm older, like I appreciate movies differently. I look at them through a different light, and I appreciate different things. The thing I like about that particular movie is it's not about gadgets and action. It's espionage. It's, cloak and dagger shit, actual spy stuff, which James Bond has kind of gotten all the way away from in recent days.
It's Cold War espionage.
Yes, Cold War espionage.
And part of the reason I fucking hate what's his name?
Daniel Craig?
No, the third James Bond technically.
Oh, Pierce Brosnan?
No, he's 4th.
Roger Moore.
He's 5th. Roger Moore is 3rd. His movies are fucking terrible.
Yeah, that's when you're going through that campy phase, and it just it got old.
Part of it. I mean, we're waiting for Frank because he's next, but part of it is it's subtle racism in those movies. There's a lot of that. And then camp, part of that is humor, which is the guy blows up, literally balloons up and blows up at the end because he hits the top of the ceiling. And you're like, and they had like the Dukes of Hazzard thing with the car where it spins around that ramp. And you're like, oh, this is so bad.
Well, Twilight Zone ended in 63, correct? 64. Okay, so 64 would have been, Dr. No would have been like a year or so before that. So I think this might have been trying to cash in on the spy craze, which I'm fine with. There was a lot of cool things that happened, like post James Bond, like you had Man from U.N.C.L.E., you had Mission Impossible, I Spy, all those shows that came out. The spy show thing almost took over the Western for a few minutes there. And
Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
Man from U.N.C.L.E., yeah. This kind of fits in with those, like, perfectly.
Yeah. It does have a lot to do with that. This is 2 years after Dr. No.
Yeah.
63 was From Russia with Love. 64 was Goldfinger. So James Bond is raping a woman in a shed, raping a lesbian in a barn in a pile of hay. That happens in that movie if you go back and rewatch it. And that's what happens. So yeah, they are definitely competing with those what's it, Ian Fleming novels, and you can tell kind of that to it. And I like it, and I appreciate it. It's the only episode I can name that's kind of like this.
Yeah, if you get a chance to watch Doctor No in 4K, do it. It's kind of eerie because it's like you're watching a brand new movie that was shot in 1960 whenever it came out, and it's 62. So it's clear as day. It looks like it was shot yesterday. And my God, has there ever been a more powerful on-screen entrance than Bond? James Bond. That was the first time he ever said it, and he looks so damn cool every time he does it. And watching him do it in 4K, he looks somehow even cooler than he did it the first time. So
everyone kissed Sean Connery's ass when he died. Fuck Sean Connery, but he's a horrible piece of shit in real life. But as an actor, he's okay.
Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. He had his moments. He made that his thing, but it was more or less the character. It was just done so well. You know what I mean? Like that. You don't even see the villain in Doctor No until like the very fucking end, and I appreciated that. Like it was just great. They built him up. So when he showed up, he was this ominous presence,
I think we're going to move on from Frank here because he's not. So let's. Well, I just want to say I like the fact that it's really, really simple. This episode, there's like 3 beat points, but I like that. I always say, tell me a simple story with interesting characters. We get that. I always say how simple I want things. If you want to make it complicated, that's great, but you got to have that simple core. If you don't have that core, it doesn't fucking matter.
It's like, okay, if you're going to have a show with like really clever dialogue, then have a simple story to tie it together. If you don't have good dialogue, then have a very complex story with just very little bit of dialogue to cut together. It's like you have to have that balance somewhere. Yeah. You can't fit them both into the same movie.
Part of the reason that the movie Inception works with a complicated storyline is they keep a simple core, which is he lost his wife. It's really simple, but you understand him, and then you kind of accept the little Legos they build on top of that.
Another example of those would be pretty much every single Quentin Tarantino movie. Those are all ridiculously simple stories that have like this complex dialogue layered on top of it, which makes it work. He's
a dialogue guy.
Yeah, he's a dialogue guy.
I was thinking about this last night. I was like, Tarantino and Kevin Smith aren't that far off.
No, they're similar.
Dialogue based.
Both of them really liked Martin Scorsese a lot. They kind of do their own take on it. Kevin Smith is like the comical Martin Scorsese, and Quentin Tarantino would be the dirtier, grittier Martin Scorsese, if that's even possible. You know what I mean? Like the more the ghettoer version of Martin Scorsese. So
let's go to my number 4. Let me cue it up here. I've already played this on the show, but here we go. This is my number 4.
I have put up with your inept ministrations all these years because your is a refreshing departure from the modern medical norm. Look at this, my dear. The of a self-centered coward, a gutless. Oh, but Paula, look at that beauty. That insolent hauteur. That skin-deep. It has none of your heart, none of your selflessness. You all came here for one purpose. To watch me and cry bon voyage. To put on my clothes and with your free hands start grabbing things from my.
Father, that's cruel.
That's truth. You came to sown.
I'm going to take it off. I don't care.
Stop it. You.
You did that. You went there. You went there.
There he is.
All right.
Frank, did you see that? Did you see that at all?
Yeah.
That was my number 4, The Masks. We've already talked about it, so there's no reason to continue. But what is your number 4?
My number 4 is The Living Doll.
Okay. Very similar.
Tiny Tina.
Okay. I have a feeling Frank and Adam's lists are going to be very, very similar. Which isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying.
I'll be glad if they are. You know,
Yeah.
you guys have been watching the show for a long time, and it will mean that I get it. You know what I mean? Like I see the same things you see.
So since we already talked about it, let's move on to Adam's number 3.
All right, my number 3. Maybe not the most popular episode, but the protagonist is not always the one you are supposed to like. Richard Erdman does a fantastic job annoying literally everyone and is granted a watch that stops time. It's a great example of he who has everything stands to lose the most.
No. After you said, I think we all agree. No.
I like the episode. I like the concept. I like the fact that he's really irritating. He's like, you think about that now. I'm seeing kind of a pattern, like just going through season 5. You guys don't like annoying characters. I do if they're done well. Yeah. Yeah, it's in my top 5. It's one of those ones that when it comes on, I'll sit and...
It's opinion.
Yeah, it's opinion. I'll sit and watch it. I enjoy it. I feel like it's a classic episode. It's a classic concept. It's been redone. It's one of the ones that got remade. I remember this one did get remade.
The movie.
That too, But no, I enjoy the episode. It's a similar concept to, the guy in the library that breaks his glasses, but I still like it. I just do. It's interesting.
It is a bit of Time Enough at Last, and it's a bit of the Most Curious Camera. It's a little bit of that kind of mixed together. If I had a top or bottom 10, it would make like number 8. I fucking hate. I like the premise, but they did it so piss poor for me. I'm not going to shit all over your opinion. I was joking when I said no.
It's too late.
No, I was fucking around. But no, it's an interesting choice. I don't know if nobody said that for their top 10. So their top
Surprisingly, 5. It's the one that I didn't watch with you guys. But I went through and I made sure I watched all the episodes that I wasn't on the show for. And I was like, oh yeah, this is part of season 5. I really like this episode.
It is interesting that you chose that. And because me and Frank and I, not fans, not big fans of this episode.
I wouldn't have known that because I wasn't on that episode, but I don't think it would have changed my mind any.
Well, luckily we have a podcast that you can catch anywhere on your podcatcher.
I know.
Yep, and reddragonsradio.com.
Even if you're not on the podcast, you can still listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway,
if I wanted to.
I'm glad you have it in your top 5 because it throws me a curveball, and I don't know how. What about that kind of stuck out to you? Was it? Didn't you think this? Okay, this is a loaded question, I realize, but Frank and I kind of found the ending kind of. What about the ending?
Oh, the fact that he breaks the watch and everything is stopped still. It's like I said. It's the tale of. He who has the most stands to lose the most. It's like he literally has everything, but since he's such a dope, he takes advantage. He takes advantage of a good situation. You know what I mean? And it's another one of those comeuppance things. I like the way it played out. It's like, yeah, well, serves you right. The thing that he really loves the most is not the fact that he can do whatever he wants. It's annoying people. It's having somebody to listen to him. And without having for the guy that can't stop talking, when you take away his audience, you've taken away everything from this guy.
Yeah.
I like that.
I agree with all that, but like you said, we can't stand annoying characters.
No, you can't.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah. I like annoying characters if they're entertaining at least or played well.
Right.
And that particular actor was in Stalag 17. I liked him in that one too.
Can you just tell me the episode again? It sounds a silence, right? What was it?
Kind of stopwatch.
Oh, kind of stopwatch. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I just feel like that was a lazy episode. That if it was done in season 3, it would have been way better.
Yeah. Maybe that's why. I mean, I'm looking at it, the season as a whole, and that was one of the ones that when that episode comes up, it always sticks with me. It stays with me. The ones that I can remember, some of these Twilight Zones, it's like you don't remember it till you start watching it, like maybe 5-10 minutes, and it was like, oh yeah, that's this one where that happens. This one, you always remember everything that happens as soon as you see the guy. You think about that now, and yeah, you guys don't like annoying characters. That's fair.
as much as I give you shit, I also really appreciate when people find those little episodes that really stick with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because that episode does nothing for me. It does nothing. I watch it. I don't ever want to watch it again. I'll say that. So it's interesting to me that you find it a great episode.
Yep.
I'm glad you're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
Like, it means that obviously it's, our lists are our opinions. So it's interesting to me that you really latched on to that episode.
Yep.
Frank, what is your number 3?
Nightmare 20,000 Feet.
And that's already been talked about.
Yep.
Even though I cut it out of mine, I should put a turd here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, let's
it sucks. Because, all right.
Go ahead. You have something you want to say about it?
I was just talking about your little figurine. It sucks if, because he's season 3, I got to use my little figurines.
Yeah. Well, when we do our top and bottom, if you want to have it on there, if you want to wait,
they both will.
The invaders. Go ahead.
I mean, it's fair that it's on his list. This is one of those ones that when you say Twilight Zone, it's usually the one that comes up in a conversation. It's this one or Burgess Meredith, with the books. Does he use the
I've
two?
never heard anyone talk about this episode.
Nope.
Not once. It's an episode that people talk about as a genre anthology show cliche, but never this particular episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every anthology show has their own haunted camera, haunted painting.
Oh,
that's in the crypt.
The haunted painting, dude.
Haunted watch in this particular instance, where it's some sort of magical device, but I don't ever hear anyone talk about this specific episode.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Nightmare at.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah, no, I thought we were talking about Frank's episode.
I was queuing up my
jerk.
next episode. No, that's on me. Sorry. He's right. Yeah, this is definitely in the top 10.
Yeah.
People talking about. I forgot we moved on.
It's always in the marathon. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, Shatner. Can't go wrong with that.
Do you see people, podcaster audiences, how hung up they get when they don't agree with one of my choices? They just can't even move on from it.
I can't. Okay, here's my number 3. Here's my filthy version of it.
This the boy from Wong Ho?
That's right, sir. We were caught in ambush.
Multiple shrapnel abdomen, extensive damage.
That's the way of the world, Georgie. The rich get richer, and the long shots lose. So what's to do?
You said he had a good chance. You told me he ran good on a wet...
I said that. Georgie, you put this back where it came from.
Now, look, Maxie, I'm sorry about your kid and all that. Don't give me that.
No more out of you! No more! 20 years ago, I should have right in your eye. 20 years ago, I should have known a little time a man has no son.
Hey! Hey, stop! I've been waiting!
Hey!
How about some White Pop or some candy?
Sure. Some rides and some candy. Anything you want. Anything at all. You remember what I used to say, Pip? You remember?
I remember.
I used to say, hey, Pip, who's your buddy?
Hey, Pop, you're my buddy.
This place reminds me of your father, God rest his soul. He used to talk about here all the time.
Yeah, we sure had some good times. Oh, we had some wonderful times. Worked at the jaws. That's what my pop used to say. Hey, Pop, you're my buddy. You always were.
Who's your buddy, Pip?
You, Pop, you're my buddy.
Okay. What happened? Pip, what's the matter? Pip, listen to me.
My episode's about a kid reminding him, or adult reminding himself, his child, himself, that his dad used to molest him. Took me a while to get that out, but
if there was a top 10 list, that we did for season 5 in praise of Pip would have made it.
Yeah, it's my number 3. Jack Klugman, can't go wrong.
No. That was a good episode. I didn't make my top 5, but it would have made my top 10.
The Klug.
The Klug. Can't go wrong with the Klug.
Quincy Adams.
Game of Pool.
Madison.
Game of Pool is probably the most non-story episode.
I like
great.
Like that.
Yeah,
I like
great.
like that, where it's dialogue driven and it goes somewhere and you don't feel like you wasted your time.
Yeah. I mean, it was filmed in one room. It was
If
great.
you can film a movie in one room and not have me be like, "Come, leave the fucking room, come on," then you've accomplished something magnificent.
Phone booth.
No. Phone booth. I'm like, come on, get out of the fucking booth. Just leave.
It was a good movie. You can tell about
It's okay. Joel Schumacher, R.I.P. But
Colin Farrell.
Lost Boys.
On my knees.
Yeah, Adam, what is your number 2?
It's simple but effective. Revenge is always a dish best served cold. Greedy family receives the fortune of a dying man only if they show how ugly they really are by wearing magical masks. Always thought the faces reminded me of a tiny bit of Eye of the Beholder. Either way, it's a terrifying reveal these people deserve.
Took his face
off. Tiny surgery.
How were you thinking we weren't going to guess these? You say the title and the actors that are in it.
Well, it wasn't originally a plan to be that way. I was just gonna, read them off. But then I thought, well, I'll just read the premise and you guess the name.
All right.
Just something I thought of at the last minute.
So all 3 of us have the masks in our top 5.
Yep.
Yeah,
We do.
as well as we could.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Since we already talked about it, Frank, what's your number 2? Right, we're on 2.
Praise the Pip.
Okay, it's a good episode.
What else to say? Praise the Pip, the Klug. Basically.
The version where he didn't fuck his son was great.
Oh, yeah.
The Klug.
The version we got.
I loved him Praise the Pip all the way to like the last 2 minutes.
The reason it didn't make my top 5 is it's kind of sad for me, and I don't like sad stuff. I'm kind of like weird like that.
Yeah, I should be going to a therapist because of my father, but hey, whatever.
Yeah,
it's cool.
My number 2 is a different version in the filthy version. It's he's a horrible asshole, so much so that everyone calls him that, and it's not a love story at all. So here's the original cut.
You think about that now.
Be comfortable in the sense that there's no need to stand on ceremony, but there are no to sit down on either. You've been an ass for 11 years. Is that a question, sir? It's an observation.
You did it.
It's been an honor meeting you.
No, I won't call. Arrivederci, lady from the space agency.
At 8 o'clock. Ask. You remember me, don't you?
You. I've spent
That really is some terrible old man makeup.
years for you, Sandy. Oh, you go away now, Sandy. Please go,
Commander Douglas Stansfield, ask.
Kept it simple.
I
love the Long Morrow.
Bravo.
If I remember correctly, isn't that the one that you liked more than everybody else did?
Probably. I don't know.
That's what I remember it. I remember that. Yeah, I don't like that as much as you do, but I get why you like it.
It felt like it should have been a season 4 episode with an hour long. But here we are with this condensed version. Like, this would have been better as a season 4 episode. That's how I feel about that. A little longer, stretched out, and we get to see how they actually met and talk and grow a relationship. But instead, he's like, "Hey, bitch. All right, bye, bitch. I gotta go to space." He like stays awake for 40 years for her. But
I did get why he left, or he made her leave. I got it. It made more sense to me. Yeah, I got it.
Viagra was still 50 years away, so.
If there was Viagra, though, he'd be like, "Oh, thank God, I'm still alive and you're still hot."
You go away. Men's room, third stall. I'll be right there. Fuck off.
Go away, Sandy, and take your clothes off. I'll be there soon. I don't walk as fast as I used to.
And here's our drum roll, Frank.
Yep.
Drum roll.
Oh.
How many times I got this? Adam, you're number one.
My number one. You might not guess this one right away, but I have a feeling you probably will, because you guys are smart. There is truly nothing scarier than being alone when nobody believes you. Are you going mad? It's a bit like being a newer guy on a podcast that's been going for 4 years. The rest of the guys have books about the show, and sometimes you just enjoy an episode that nobody else likes. Everyone questions your taste and everything after that. The real nightmare is that nobody believes you.
The fear?
No, the nightmare at 20,000 feet.
I was joking.
Okay.
Clearly, it wasn't going to be the fear.
No.
I'm sure not.
Okay. Yeah, well, can't fault you on that. It's a great episode. We all have it on our top 5. So
I think it's great that it's on everybody's top 5. I think it'd be crazy if it wasn't, but I'm glad that it is, because it tells me that you guys are not above. You're not the type of podcast that's above picking something just because it's a classic that everybody likes. If it's good, it's good. You acknowledge it.
You say that, but when I say my number one, you're going to realize I left off another classic. But yeah, Nightmare, great episode.
What you're trying to say is we're not trying to be too cool for the room.
Yeah.
No, I literally went through every episode, and you know me. I put way too much thought into what I'm going to choose. So
you're a very organized fellow.
Yes. So since I went through my scores, and I was kind of like, and then I, because I don't have Living Doll on my top 5. I just don't. To me,
it's all good.
Falls a little flat.
That's fine.
Though.
I just liked it because it just triggered the guy so.
Right?
Yeah, but he was such a dick right off the bat.
He really is. Like he like wins at the Star Dick of the Year award.
Yeah.
When I say it's not my top 5, it's a great episode. I love it. If I made a top 10, it's gonna be in there. But it's just not my top 5. But to each their own.
I think it's funny how Telly Savalas became a sex symbol after he ditched the rest of his hairline. Like, he was pretty much on top of Pops after that.
Yeah. What James Bond movie is he in?
He is in Majesty's Secret Service. He played Blofeld.
Wow.
No, really?
He played Blofeld. George Lazenby was James Bond, and Telly Savalas was Blofeld. Look it up.
Blofeld.
Over this holiday weekend, I on the Majesty's Secret Service, just like parts of it. The beginning had like the parts of the end. There's way too much bobsledding in that movie for me.
Yeah, there is a lot. There's a lot of like 60s stuff going on in that too.
I watched Live and Let Die, and then I watched part of the first half of Moonraker.
Oh.
And I kept telling my girlfriend, I go, just imagine this, when they're sitting here and then Jaws is chasing them around in like these gondolas. I go, they go to space in this movie. She's like, no, yeah.
Yes.
Believe it or not, they go to space.
That was the advertising, the way they advertised the movie. It's like, James Bond goes to space. And by all theories, there should not have been any James Bond movies after that. Because once you go to space in your franchise, you never come back.
James Bond in space.
It's a terrible movie.
Movie though, I can really watch. Once I go to space, I'm like, I start tuning out.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
Frank,
yes. My number one. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. The Encounter.
I knew it.
The Encounter. It's not going to even. It's probably never on anyone's top 10 or 5 list of this season, but it's number one to me because I thought the episode was great. Number one, and number two, it's just very. What's that? Yeah, go ahead.
For a second, because you weren't on mic when I recorded this. When I said this, Daniel at DTH08 has the Encounter 5 is number 3. I don't know if they're what order they're in, but it's in his at Cozy TV Cat Lover, also top 5. So
Sweet.
3 out of the 6 of us or 5 of us Yeah, 3 out of the 5 of us have The Encounter in the top 5 some fucking reason.
Because it's a great episode. That's why. And we're all racists.
It's like, remember what I talked about earlier in one of the podcasts? Like, people who watch American History X, and they're like, yeah! Like, fuck those black people. Like, the wrong message of that movie, sir. And I kind of want to
really is.
being that blind, but also shame on you a little bit, you know?
Yeah, if you were to watch the movie and not watch the transition, then you're missing the point of the fucking movie, sir.
Yeah.
Kind of like that movie I was talking about, To Kill a Mockingbird, you know, that was supposed to be like kind of part of the civil rights movement, but the fact that there are hillbillies in the South that use the N-word, you know, you can't have the book in school. Okay, whatever.
Dumb as shit. This is the whole conversation. Let's not go same tread waters, but got The Encounter as your number 1. Interesting. You know what? Like, if it's an episode that speaks, great. As much as we joke around and kind of make fun of Adam for having, you know, kind of a stopwatch on his list, great. No, I'm not. That's Jansen. He's off the show. I fired him. No, honestly, like nobody else is like, I love it, but they're kind of like, that's okay, and you love it, great. It's something that
You're breaking up, buddy. We can't hear you.
I can't understand what you're saying, buddy.
that episode. Oh, it just restarted StreamYard for me. That was weird. Can you hear me now?
Barely. Yeah, you're beep booping out pretty bad.
Beep,
So,
boop,
Hi,
beep,
Frank.
beep.
beep.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Now he's coming in clear and you're all fucked up.
He's doing it on purpose. Frank, what about this episode speaks to you? Why is it your number 1?
Because I watched it with my grandfather since I was a wee little lad.
Okay.
It was one of our favorite episodes. Yeah. Here, look at my fruit salad. I love that guy.
You grant that to you?
Huh?
Huh?
I'm sure that was funny. I just didn't hear it.
Yeah,
I'm so confused.
It's number 1, nostalgic reason.
Very nostalgic. Mm-hmm. That's why.
Yeah, can't argue with who's going to do that.
I'm getting a little bit of what you're saying.
StreamYard setting itself.
Yeah, StreamYard, fuck you tonight. Seriously. What's the matter with you?
Do I look better? I mean, like...
Yeah, no, you're coming in clear, and now he's just like...
You better?
Nope. Same shit.
Better?
Yeah, that's better.
All right, let's see if that works.
Much better.
All right, because I gotta share a video with you guys. Let's to my number 1.
Let's cross our fingers.
Now let's get next or bottom 5. Here we go.
Jeopardy.
Yes. I could make his leave his body from this distance. That would give you pleasure, wouldn't it?
Siberia is quite cold, isn't it? I'm told it has a most unfortunate climate.
You've been told right. It is a jungle.
Jungle.
That's marvelous. This is a lot for his. Yes,
Oh,
I
shit.
believe.
Sorry.
Jungle.
My bad.
That's marvelous. This is a lot of imagery.
Siberia is a jungle.
And now let me tell you something about us. Let me explain the difference between you and me. You are a malcontent. I, on the other hand, I adapt to my situations. I don't have a very long, and my job laid out is rather a dull one. And the factors of doing them,
Even when he lies down, I can still aim for his...
yes, I believe it, Boris. I know of your prowess.
That's my number 1.
That's great. It's on all of our lists.
Deputy Rooms in her number one. Okay, cool. Okay, I mean, you know,
Was that on your list? Was that
episodes.
what? Was that one on your list, Frank? I don't remember if Jeopardy Room was it. No,
it
that one
would
didn't make.
if it was a top 10, it would make like 6.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought our lists were interesting.
I can't believe you had a kind of touch. I can't believe.
Well, I can't believe that you had the Long Morrow, and I can't believe that Frank had the Encounter. So I think we all have at least one where the rest of us don't agree with it. That's why I think
By
that our lists are
average, yes,
interesting.
because you have 2. I can't believe. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know why it's different. Choose number ones. Then sometimes you and have like yeah. But let's talk about our bottom 5 next in the next episode of this show.
Hopefully, StreamYard will cooperate with us.
Hopefully, it seems like it's going good now. Any parting words of wisdom? Season 5, fuck you, bye. That's my parting words of wisdom.
It was yeah, it was surprisingly season 5 was surprisingly more I hated this season more than season 4, and I can't believe that. You know, season 4 felt like it was just to get through, but this season was.
I'll say this: it wasn't as bad as you guys led it on to believe, but yeah, there was a long stretch there where a lot of the episodes were just like,
You didn't have to deal like the prize that is seasons 1, 2, and 3. Those are great.
Yeah.
You go to season 4, and then you go to season 5. So that's why we were like that. That's why we were kind of like.
5. So 5, it would be an example of a show that's just been on too long and has run out of steam, because especially ending on the episode that it did, it's like you really couldn't have picked one of these better ones that was shot earlier and ended it there, so it would have just left the series. Yeah.
We'll talk about this next week. This is exactly what I have next week's show. Talk
Alrighty.
about that exact thing, and we'll see if the show's too long. And we'll talk about that. That'll be next week. Next episode for podcast listeners and for YouTube Live is going to be our bottom 5 episodes of the season. We're going to try to do this a little quicker. See what we can do. Hopefully, Stream doesn't fuck us over. But yeah, we don't have plugs. LIW Studios, Raiders of the Lost, Red Dragons Radio. We're good, right? Until next time, West.
I'm Frank Links.
And I'm Adam Wilcox.
Long citizens. All right, bathroom break.
Yes.
Word.
I hope the YouTube works, because my side recorded that for some fucking reason.
It probably sound good on your end, but yeah, for me and Frankie, you were breaking up a lot towards the end of the.
It's gonna be up to YouTube now because I recorded none of it. So.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe you want to restart your computer, Peter?
No, that won't make a difference. It's a StreamYard thing. It's not his computer.
No, I don't know. Fuck it. I'm going.
Neither one of you guys are doing anything wrong. It's just StreamYard being an asshole. That's all it is.
I'll be right back. Hello, YouTube viewers. I am live. I'm the only person here because I'm the only person to this show. Oh, Kali. Hey. What? Sorry, because nobody was here for the first 40 minutes of the show. Your comments there. I don't know if you're still here, Kali. Hi, Frank. No. Hey, Adam.
What's up, buddy?
I had to pay attention to the sound because I can't see you. Now I can. Okay. YouTube page.
Shame on you, YouTubes.
Kali, it's you are the only one commenting for the last 3 shows. For that, we had a lot of people in there. It's weird. It's just been I think the holidays are getting to people. Been really desolate. You've had the run of the land over there in the comment section. 9 degrees
in Florida.
Hold on, where am I at? I don't live in. There we go.
Yeah, see, that's more like what I'm used to this time of year. Is that? Like I said, nice thing is I don't have to have any fans on. That's for damn sure. I'm used to this kind of weather.
Never confuse tutor. It needs neither the help nor the competition.
I grew up in the cold, son. Start from the bottom.
I grew up even colder.
Michigan, yeah, that's pretty fucking cold. I've been to Michigan once.
I don't recommend it.
Cold as fuck up there. One year when I was in high school, my grandparents, my dad's grandparents were still alive, decided it would be fun to take me and my sister to go see the Thanksgiving Day Parade in Detroit. Well, that was another interesting trip.
Why?
But just really fucking cold. I mean, you know, it was. My sister got car sick, threw up in the back seat. They parked the car in a parking garage, left the puke in the back seat, and then came back after the parade and had to take it somewhere to go have it cleaned. Yeah, there was puke sickles in the back seat for sure. Watching the parade is way more fun on TV because when you're on the street of Detroit, you don't see shit. You don't see a damn thing anywhere. So there's that.
Yeah.
I never watched another parade again after that.
I don't blame you.
So
Detroit is still like degrees warmer than where I was from. I was right in the middle of the state. So you got both lakes having their cold fronts moving into the middle.
You're up by where Pete is then. Yeah. Where Pete is.
By Detroit. He's basically Detroit.
Where the
Kali, do you have a bottom 5? Because I Twitter, you didn't on there. I'm just curious if you have a bottom 5 because we're about to talk about our 5 list. If you want to share that in the chat, I'll read it off. Wherever you want. Our top 5 took way too long because it's hard. So we got our bottom 5 and I gotta be off here at 10 because I'm barely making it through right now. I'm fucking.
We finished up in an hour, and that was with all the fucking audio problems.
Yeah,
it wasn't really us. It was just the audio shit.
This one's gotta be quick. I am in severe fucking pain right now, and I'm
sorry.
Trying my best. No, it's all right. This is why I have Thursday.
We'll power through it.
Yeah, it's been a fun week. I'm gonna lay out here on my couch. Now that I have a comfortable space, I'm gonna try to get my laptop and I'll join you on your show and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'll give you a schedule and maybe I'll do some things on the days where you and I normally do stuff because I'll have some time open up, you know?
Yeah.
Because I need to review some episodes of The Expanse and I'm thinking about maybe doing some Star Trek and starting to do more TV shows because you got me interested in TV shows. I look at TV shows differently now because of this show. I pay attention to titles of the episodes. I pay attention to who directs them. Like, I learned this from you guys. You know,
Oh, really?
I like that. Yeah, because I never really paid attention to that kind of stuff before.
Yeah, Dick and I have very, very long conversations about people in the industry. So, I mean, you've been working with Dick more than I have lately.
I have, yeah. He's actually he's going to be on my show Friday night filling in for Pete. Pete has been live streaming like a beast because he's trying to get monetized. So he's trying to get all those watch hours in. And see, I don't give a shit about getting monetized because I never will. I've got that strike on that strike on my channel. It's permanent. I can't get rid of it. So, which is unfortunate, but
yeah.
So he live streamed for me while I was gone. Like, he hosted my show on his channel 2 weeks in a row. So he's burned out. So I'm like, you don't have to be on my show this week, dude. Take a day off. You know, take a mulligan. So Dick's gonna fill in for him.
I'm getting injury Thursday. I'll probably be out Thursday, Friday. That'll be my fear recovery time. Like, out of Saturday, Sunday, I'll be. You don't do the weekends, do you?
No, I only do shit Monday. Right now, I just do shit Monday, Friday, and then the 2 shows that I do with you. But I might change that when you're during your recovery. I might have some temporary shows. Yeah.
Well, I want to do this. I guess.
Damn you keep breaking up. I wish I could fucking hear you. Just text me later.
Nothing.
Just little snippets are coming through.
This is frustrating. What else?
It is very frustrating. Yeah, it's almost like we're on Skype.
You know what's funny is I hear every single word you say.
Yeah, no, it's just you. You're like breaking up on my end, I guess. I don't have anything open either.
My upload speed. Let me close. If I can't close that, I can't close that. I can't close anything I have open. I need this.
I don't have anything.
That
taking up any.
And
I'm hardline too, so I'm not using Wi-Fi.
This is it any better now?
Yeah. Your pictures come through clear too.
Okay, let's see if that works. I cleared up some space. I closed whatever I don't need.
Okay.
Interesting, Kali. We'll talk about that live. I don't want to, discuss your top 5 here, but what's you can say bastards. What are you censoring it for? Is that for YouTube? Or do they?
I don't give a shit anymore what they think.
Well, fuck you, Adam. Finally, you've joined my.
Yeah, I'm part of the don't give a fuck league now. I just don't care. I've actually found that I can make more money putting stuff on my own website and doing my Amazon affiliate shit than I can on YouTube anyway. So
I've made more money Patreon and selling books on Amazon than I ever have podcasting. So fuck it. I just don't care. I never worry about YouTube. Whenever you're like you're gonna lose subscribers, I'm like these racist assholes. Kali, I don't. You're a racist asshole, but like YouTube has some racist assholes on there.
Yeah, and they get away with it scot free. But it's the stupidest shit that you get in trouble for.
Yeah.
Alex, Alex, right? He got banned for arguing with somebody about some guy had said people that get depressed on the holidays should actually kill themselves, and it reminded me of that story that you told me that was similar to that. Like you had said something like that, and you got a.
I don't remember what the context was at this point, but some guy who tried to kill himself. I said he should bash his head into his window.
Yeah. So what Alex told this guy is he says he called him a country piece of shit, and he got a 1 week ban from Facebook for saying that. So just any kind of like derogatory term or any way you could describe a person that happens to live in the South now will get you a ban or a warning now. So
where the fuck is Frank? Come on.
I don't know. Maybe he forgot to come back.
I don't know. Let's go. Let's continue on without him.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me hit record, and hopefully it actually records on my side because the last episode I fucking lost. So
yeah.
But all right, let me play a song that I want because you guys have chosen the last, and it's been 4 songs over and over because everyone chooses 3, which means The Simpsons.
All right, you choose it. Yeah, I don't want to be the guilty guy.
Let's go old school. Let's do our mute intro.
You're trying another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. That's a signpost up ahead. Your next stop, dark territory.
I know she's not deaf or dumb or retarded or anything.
Loitering in Wonderland, the Twilight Zone review.
Hello, citizens. LIW The Twilight Zone review, episode 210. Season 5, bottom 5 episodes of season 5. I am Phoenix West.
And I am Adam Wilcox.
Links is technically in the chat. If he doesn't in the podcast, though, he will not be credited, and he will not get special. He will not be able to choose from the drawer at the end of the season, which is a shame. But that's where we're at. He can't choose.
He needs a high school bell to remind him how long the break is supposed to be.
I picture our season commitment as like you choose from the dentist. Like you have that drawer where you're like, oh, a top. Oh, it broke. Like that's some stickers. You get that. You get a whistle that works 3 times and drives your dog nuts, but you don't hear it. You get
the submarine in the Cracker Jack box that doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah. You get the toy box. The out of the cereal box. I have one of those. Only the stereotype. I have that right behind me. I won't show you. Yeah, we're talking about our bottom 5 episodes of season 5. We got Kali joining live in the chat. We are live. This is a podcast. We're on YouTube. I hate people that are podcasts on YouTube, but we did 200 episodes before we joined YouTube Live, so we're a bit different. Yeah, we're discussing our bottom 5 episodes.
You're just branching out. That's all it is. You're branching out.
There's no Frank, so fuck him. We're going to discuss this, and if he joins, he can catch up with this list. Because, I mean, it's been 20 minutes he's been gone, right?
Yeah.
We've been bullshitting. Fuck him. Adam, what is... Okay, real quick. We're discussing our bottom 5. So we're going to start at number 5, and we're going to work our way to our least favorite episode of the season. So, with that being said, what number 5?
2 drunken assholes wake up in a fake town. The average human being with a body temperature of 98 degrees could figure out the twist, which is that these bozos are in a model and a female alien child is playing with them as pets. However, our 2 protagonists are oblivious to the bitter end. The rest is a prolonged agony of waiting for the inevitable reveal. This is the Twilight equivalent of looking at your neighbor's vacation photos, pretend you're interested, hope for any excuse to escape.
Speaking of, here's my number 5.
Yes!
Let's just say enabled. You even had the top down. I thought that would revive you. You mean all these people standing around Edison?
What are you seeing?
No, not so.
Oh, that's the way it is in these small towns. They behind curtains.
Give me the big city any day. At least there you know when you're being at.
Reveille, old tiger.
Oh, Frank, hey.
Come on, get up now. Come on.
I've seen this. It still makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Well, I knew you were sick, but really.
Oh, boy. I didn't have that much drink.
Oh. Hoo-hoo.
That was my number 5. That's Adam 5. Frank, what is your number 5?
Probe 7 over and out.
Yeah, that's...
Okay.
Yeah.
I will just say, hold off on the discussion for that episode. No, sorry. Probe 7 over and out. I do not have that on my top 5. Sorry. Bottom 5. I do not.
No.
The episode with the 2 people, Adam and Eve episode.
It's the Adam and Eve episode. It is really bad, Frank. If it was a bottom top 10, it would be on there for sure. I agree with you on that. Yeah,
I agree. If I expanded my bottom 5, it would definitely be on there.
This stop over to Quiet Town, I had a really hard time finding anything entertaining about that episode, man. It was an absolute fucking chore to watch.
The only thing I found interesting is that Mike on Red Letter Media, one of the episodes, he mentions this episode. That's all I got out of it.
If he mentioned it, that's more credit than this episode deserves. That's for damn sure.
That's all I can say about it. That I reference it in any way. Other than that, this episode is like it's 5 characters in search of an exit and really piss poorly.
Yeah.
Harry Nelson was the first actor to play James Bond, the American James Bond. I agree, Kali, live in our chat here. I talked about that. The Nelson played James Bond in 1954 in the Casino Royale episode of some fucking show. I forget what it was called, but I did a review. It was the first thing I did for LIW Studios. So James Bond is in my heart. It's LIW heart. I started that before the podcast. That was this entire company, I guess. 2012, 2011. It was back during my first back surgery years. So yeah, it's number 3 coming up here. So it's been a while, been sticking with me. Yeah, that episode it's been a while. Generic rock, yeah. Yeah, it's
since grunge was on the radio.
There's 3 episodes of or 3 versions of Casino Royale. You got that version, the Barry Nelson version. You got the
David Niven version.
The David Niven / Woody Allen version in 1967.
That's the last one I remember seeing.
The 2006 Daniel Craig, which is way fucking better, obviously.
It's one of the best ones of the Daniel Craig era for sure.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen he cries the tears of blood. It's great.
Mads Mikkelsen is a fantastic fucking actor, and I'm angry that he's not in more stuff.
I wish he was the Blofeld character, and they kept him alive in sequels.
He would be a good Blofeld, and he would also be my first choice if he was going to be in a Marvel movie. Instead of the bullshit character that he played in Doctor Strange, he should have been Doctor Doom. He'd have been fantastic in that role.
Yes, Doctor Doom is separate from the Marvel film, so he could have been both. He could have been both. And that is a shame, but I completely agree with you. He should have been a much more major in Doctor Strange, because he shows up, he gets ass beat in the first scene that he shows up with Doctor Strange, kind of, and then it's off from there. And you're like,
that movie is just.
So
I know some people love it, man, but it's just so fucking lazy.
It's so much CGI. I just glaze over.
Right? Yeah, it just reeks of like 2000, like The Matrix. Look, we're doing bullet time. Whoa!
Yeah, Daniel Craig is definitely better than most James. Trying to think of someone I hate him or less than him. He's probably my favorite James Bond. I judge them off their movies, because other than that, why the fuck do I care if he's James Bond if I hate them?
They're just actors. Yeah, you got to judge them off their movies. I think that's a fair assessment. Yeah.
So Daniel Craig is by far my. Skyfall alone is way better than any other James Bond movie.
Skyfall is good because it has probably one of the best James Bond villains in the franchise, for sure. Yeah,
Javier Bardem.
Yeah, your movie's only as good as your villain is, and James Bond villains in of itself are a cliche. So yeah.
Yeah, but he had a thing with surprise, and you're like, oh, and he had half a face thing where he took it.
He had
off,
motivation that you fucking get. Yeah.
And I don't want to get too far into that because obviously this is on review show, but there's
the Twilight Zone.
There's a podcast with Matt Mira. It's, what's that called? Bond. I can't remember, but they do every Bond movie. So go listen to that instead if you want to talk about fucking Bond. But to our number 4. Adam, we're starting with you, obviously.
All right, stop me if you've heard this one. An old man singing to a grandfather clock. We're all pretty sure he's been banging this clock for quite some time. He thinks if the damn thing stops, his heart stops too. Why should any of us care?
Okay, I agree. Let's hold off on that. What is your number 4?
Me?
Frank, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is kind of a stopwatch. Sorry.
Thank you.
Here it comes. Just wait for it. Wait for the incoming insults.
No insults here. Opinions are opinions.
Hold on. Okay, so Frank, if you don't mind, can we skip your? We already talked about it in the last episode, so let's skip it.
Yeah.
My number 4. The reason I told Adam to hold on is for guess. Okay, here we go. Here's also Kali number 4. So this is everyone's number 4 but Frank.
My grandfather
God
was
damn
too large for 90 years on the floor. No, it would not have more.
Such a long.
In fact, you haven't been out of your room all day.
Well, today I can't seem to regulate. Of course, with as old as that, well, you to run into problems, you know. Oh, just ignore the and ignore me. I've got a great grandchild coming, and I plan to stay around a while to him. Come on downstairs, and I'll get you a good cup of hot chocolate. Hot chocolate. Okay, that, you know. I think your hasn't been running right for the 40 years. Why, it's taken everything they're making just to keep it going.
Really, Grandpa?
That's my number 4 as well. So we
I
have the
hate-
same list so far.
I hate old TV shows that use the elderly as a cliche. It's almost like as bad as like they make a stereotype out of old people. It's almost like as offensive as if they're making like racial stereotypes. It's like they make fun of the elderly. Like, oh look, it's a cute old man. Let's have the fucking whimsical clarinet in the background. Fuck this episode.
Funny that Kali has his number 5 as a. Sorry, 1 second. I'm scrolling up. Uncle Simon is his number 5. He says, sorry, Kyle, you put your whole point there. Number 5, Uncle Simon, the bastards, he said.
Uncle Simon didn't make my list because of all the insults were fucking great. I loved the insults so much.
It was so bad, it was good.
I also have a soft spot for Robbie the Robot, so if he shows up, I have to like give it a point just for him showing up.
Exactly. See him. It's not so much nice to see him in the later episode of the season, but we do what we can.
Yep.
But he also has number 4 as the same episode. So all of us have the Edwin 90-year numbering, except Frank.
No disrespect to Ed Wynn, but damn, this episode sucks. Ugh.
It sucks. It's an episode.
Love Edwin.
I wanted to put it lower.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. These next 3 episodes are worse.
I love the way this is the direction this is going in.
Yeah, we're 3 here.
Ready for number 3?
Yeah.
All right, so how do you end a classic TV series on such a bad episode? Nothing says, fuck this job, I quit, I'm never coming back, and then taking a dump on your boss's desk worse than the Bewitching Pool.
Yes. The Bewitching Pool. The episode that ended this series, even though it wasn't the last episode shot. It was so bad that they held on to it because they're like, let's hold on to this turd time bomb until we're officially gone and America hates us.
Nobody's going to watch it anyway. Fuck you, shit, I'm out.
Kali says for MST3, Keeney played the granddaughter in 90 years was the pretty down in the Dowser, sorry. Interesting. No, the granddaughter in 90 Years Without Slumbering played in the episode. Rewatching today, the revolt of MST. and it was the last season that they did, season 12, which was the gauntlet season episodes. But I started watching it. I wish I up for a few seconds, but other than that, I love the show.
Yeah, it sure as hell tried.
I don't blame him.
Every time Joel makes an effort to try to bring that show back, I applaud him for it. You know, whether it's Cinematic Titanic or another season of MST, you know, he has the fans at heart. You know, I mean, he tries.
Jonah Ray is a guy who worked across the street from my film school. At the same time I was there, and I went over to the ArcLight. I was there. We were kind of starting at the same time, and I wished him luck. And I'm glad to see him doing that show. He's doing my favorite show. I hold nothing but good luck for that man, and I hope the show going. I wish they could keep it going.
I instantly liked him. You know, he was very likable. Yeah.
That's why they started the episode with that rap.
Maybe change out the robots, but Jonah can stay.
Jonah's a better actor than either Joel or Mike. He clearly is. He has more comedic timing than them because he's a stand-up, and he's done that shit for a decade previous. So those other guys did not so much. But yes, the show's not as good, but I wish it kept going. It's unfortunate that they canceled it.
What's Frank's number 3?
What's your number 3? Welcome to the show.
Sounds of Silence.
Well, funny that you mention it. Let's hear my number 3 here.
Let's get with it, Conklin. Tight office, free office. Idle hands make for an unproductive poop deck. Relay that, Miss Abernathy. Extraneous activity is nothing more nor less than sloppy seamanship in the manner of speaking.
I didn't do any editing. I hate that fucking episode. It's a little fuck that episode.
Good stuff.
Oh, let me catch up with a couple people here. Bottom 5, Cozy TV Cat Lover, What's in the Box, Bewitching Pool, Come Wander With Me, Brain Center at Whipple's, Mr. Garrity in the Graves, Daniel at DTHO84, bottom, Bewitching Pool, Sounds and Silences, which we just heard from, Brain Center at Whipple's, From Agnes with Love, and Caesar and Me. Kali says his number 3 is Black Leather Jackets. It was practically a parody of TZ episodes mixed with a parody of 50 sci-fi. I completely agree.
That's a good description of it, actually.
I love that episode.
Surprisingly, that didn't make my top 5, but that would be on a top 10 for sure.
Yeah, same here.
Bottom 10. Adam.
I can't hear you, bud. Sorry, you're really breaking up.
You're breaking up bad, buddy.
This episode is brought to you by
StreamYard. I'm going to assume he wants me to read number 2, so I'm just going to do that.
If you want to talk like you're streaming across literally your front yard, StreamYard.
Usually it's pretty reliable, but not tonight. No.
As close to 2 cans and a string we can get. StreamYard.
Yeah, right?
2 cans streamed across your yard. Campbell's soup.
You know what? It's time to bust out that MCI calling plan again, you know?
Do you guys remember? Tell me what it was. George Carlin did a report, but it was like 877 number, and you call it and you get long distance. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember he was talking about calling plans. Like, he was making fun of that. Like, do you really think it's going to make a shitload of difference? I do have all those on CD.
Well, he's off one of his stand-ups by talking about making for time. If you, I also do commercials for 877, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to deal with that shit. He kind of moves on from there. But I can't remember what it was. I used to have a portable Walkman, like CD player, and it was coming. But I can't remember what it was. 8, 7, I don't know. Fuck, it's gone. And my memory is not retaining that at all. Nobody's talking. So Kali says, I liked Sound and Silences. He was such a greedy nut job, he deserved what he got. Kali, you are wrong.
Yeah, I liked it too, Kali, and these guys just fucking shellacked me for it. So they chastised the hell out of me.
Because you're in the fucking in the damn.
In the Navy.
No, he was in the Sea Org. I want to discredit it even more. The Scientology. No, you were in the coast. Sorry, what were you in? The
Coast Guard.
Yeah, I was.
I wasn't in the Coast Guard. I was in the Navy.
I know. But you were in the Navy. You guys, I didn't give a shit about that. The episode sucks.
It wasn't the Navy. It's the fact that the guy was totally doing a Captain Bligh impression. I mean, he was so spot on. I actually thought it was the actual guy. So, but.
All right, so
it is.
Number 2, Caesar. Utter shot dummy was so much better.
Caesar and me.
It says Caesar and me. Saying, what's your number 2?
My number 2. This is the tragic tale of a wannabe rock star who discovers his own fate in the lyrics of a song he's also trying to steal. The song is pretty catchy, but the entire story feels like it was written by people who don't understand rock and roll and thinks people can die from a single punch. It's embarrassingly bad.
Me.
Wander with me.
I like that. He fucked Billy. That's all I did in my filthy version of that.
That's our Nirvana episode.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
I forgot.
Well, I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe, man. My face was beat red.
I feel like that was 7 months ago, but it was like 3 weeks ago.
It does. It feels like 7 months ago. It's been a long fucking year.
Sorry. Kali's like, number 1, come on with me. So that's his number 1.
It's fucking bad. It is.
Kali, where are you from? I'm curious because you said shite. I'm wondering if that was just using a word, or if you're really from England, or what the fuck's going on.
Oh, it's shite.
If you're in England, it's like 3 a.m. there now. What the fuck are you doing up? Hope you're actually.
Dude,
I mean, this is a show that's perfect for people that are awake at 3 a.m. Let's just be fair, right?
We're live. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is.
Yeah, but he's single time we're on. He's most like astute listener, viewer, whatever you want to call it, in the last month. So he's apparently
Santa Monica, CA.
So
he's good people.
Yeah,
Kali from Cali.
During that first wave, when I took over the Twitter, he was one of the first people that joined on and started talking to us. So he's been a champ. So
God bless the regulars, man. Power.
Damn right. But yeah,
Okay.
it's Santa Monica, California. Okay, that's what I was thinking, like Cali, that sort of thing. But
What part of
Okay.
Cali?
he says Santa Monica. So
Oh, okay.
he's really big into Everclear.
Ever clear the drink?
No, they
The
have
band, dude.
Everclear has a song called Santa Monica. Never mind.
Oh,
I am
yeah.
still living with your ghost.
Lonely
That-
and dreaming of the widow. I don't want to. Yeah. Okay.
It's a grunge kind of night.
I love that song. But let's talk. They did a reverse that song, believe it or not.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, nobody's gonna hear that. So, okay, where the fuck? I have no number 2.
Yeah, we're on number 2. Frank hasn't revealed his number 2 yet.
The Fear.
Yes!
Adam, what was your number 2?
My number 2 was Come Wander With Me.
Okay, sorry. Yes, bad episode. Frank the Fear, good episode. Most people would have that in their top, believe it or not.
What, The Fear?
Cozy TV Cat Lover has The Fear in their top 5. And I
Hey,
don't get why.
I mean, it'd be good if you chopped off the last 10 minutes of it. Just hacked it off and delivered it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Fucking write it.
Yeah, rewrite it. Change it.
I'm I don't disagree with you. The Fear to me didn't make my top 5 simply because it wasn't a thing. I just kind of went and that's what I got with it. So I think if they had something extra stupid in it other than the ending, And I agree, it would make my bottom 10. Sorry.
I feel like The Fear, if you had a writer's room and you wanted to make a good anthology show, you would take The Fear and you would tell everybody to go home and rewrite this episode and come back and share it with the class on Monday. That would be the episode.
Be the first half of the season. You're like, oh, I see what you're going. Yeah, run a couple more drafts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the
focus on the fear part more. Okay.
Yeah.
Focus on building tension. Don't explain what the fucking fear actually is. In fact, don't ever show it to the audience what it is. Just make an episode where you don't know what the fucking fear is. The fear is fear itself. Wow, I should write.
You just see the fear. Oh, okay. So surprise me. Surprise me. Like Mark Zickery said, Kali says, like Mark Zickery said, the fear sounded like two Rod Sterlings talking to each other, and that giant with painted fingers and footprints.
Yep.
Yeah. I won't argue with you guys having it in your bottom 5. I get it, but it's not in mine. But I agree with you guys.
A twisted part of me actually wants to see an episode where Rod Serling is hitting on another Rod Serling, like making passes at him and shit, you know? Like just, yeah. I don't know.
Here, my number 2?
Yes, sir.
We're on 2, right? Not 3.
Yeah, we're still on 2.
Okay. Here we go.
Children, your father and I are going to...
Previously seen.
Now, if you don't know what that means, well, it means that he's going to... Well, I'm going to another. Just apart as we can get. If it hadn't been for you two, we wouldn't have together as long as we have. So you may as well show us a little consideration.
We don't have with neither one of you.
I'll have my supper now.
What makes you think I'm going to you after the way you talk to me? Your supper.
Oh, you...
Are you really, child? Yes, my mind. Well, I'll have to ask you to outside. Liable to up something in here. Well, hell no. The man went down. No below the belt. You know the rules. My,
So odd.
accomplished.
That almost reminds me of the pancake scene from Uncle Buck.
Oh, man, this is my first one.
Pancakes.
One would never guess it. Who?
What do you call someone who crosses the ocean twice and doesn't take a bath either way?
What would you call him, Grit?
A dirty sir.
Yes, I did.
Good ship.
Oh, this is fine.
Good house, good tape.
You know, I
The Bewitching Pool, a 10-minute episode by running the ending of the big.
I hate. Oh, sorry, you're breaking up. I thought you were done.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
It's like your camera stutters too, so I can't tell if you're ready to talk. So I'm constantly interrupting you, and I don't mean to.
Everything sounds and looks good on my.
I know it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
This is season 5 in a nutshell here.
Yeah, it's poetic justice is what it is. What I was going to say is I hate to judge children actors because they're not, they didn't go to school and learn how to act and all this kind of stuff. But how could you find so many bad children actors in one episode?
For last when I said a guy's Twitter was like, actors of the generation. I go, the girl that plays Scout,
right?
Her brother is fucking atrocious. He is so bad.
Yeah, and the girl that plays Scout, like, she's amazing in To Kill a Mockingbird, and I always wonder what happened to that actress. And then after watching this episode, I'm like, oh, that's why.
It's like he frosted the cake. She hit his hammer, and then in real life, he's just like, oh. That's why he never worked again. He's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
It's astounding. And someone he's the greatest child actor of his generation. No, fuck you. I'm sorry. He's a nice guy, he's like an older guy. But no, that guy hit is bad. Good actor is everyone's terrible.
You've watched a lot of Mystery Science Theater episodes, so you know the shorts. Okay, there's always that one black and white instructional video that has a little kid that sounds like he took an 8-ball before he started delivering his lines. Like, oh gosh, really? I gotta talk really loud so that everybody understands the lines that I'm saying. You know, it squints his eyes and shit. Yeah, it destroyed your ear holes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the
and that's why they're in instructional videos and not in the movies.
Yeah. Director older brother.
Ugh.
Good to know. John Badham has made some interesting movies. Mary has made one. Only one I can think, and that's it. As a 6-year-old, so we can do. I have no idea where the fuck we are in our top 5 or bottom.
We're coming up on number 1 now. I think we've.
Okay.
Frank, did you deliver your number 2 already?
He did.
Yeah, it's the fair.
Okay, so we're at number 1 then.
Okay, so this is our ultimate. Previously, it was our penultimate. Let's get to our ultimate, the worst episode for us for season 5, which could possibly be the worst season of the Twilight Zone. We'll talk about that next week.
Worst of the worst of the worst, sir.
Exactly, Adam. But let's do that. What is your number 1 least favorite episode of the entire season of the Twilight Zone?
I feel like you guys probably know this one, but I'll do it anyway. Rod Serling announces both the plot and the twist of this episode before it even starts. The plot is the crew of a modern tank somehow gets involved in Custer's last stand. In case you missed this plot, they explain it again with off-screen sounds with a heavy exposition. It's like taking an arrow to the knee. It is by far the worst episode of season 5. Take it away, Frank!
Frank, go to your number 1.
Bewitching Pool.
Yes!
I can't disagree with you as well, but here we go with my number 1, Adam. You'll like this one because you know why.
I hate this episode so much. I hate it so much.
I thought I was going to be alone here having this in our top 5. Turns out, both of us.
General Custer's really looking for the Sioux.
Oh.
He's going to have his full of them before the sun goes down. Is that the junction over there? Big and the little big. That's heard. That put the Minneconjou Ford about 4 miles up. That's where he's thinking about.
Hey, Tiger, now, whoa, these are just maneuvers. Everybody starts getting happy, it's going to turn into a real war. Season, huh, maybe?
How about that, McCluskey? How'd you like some buffalo?
Let's go have a look.
Right over there is the junction of the little big rivers. Not far from there is where Custer.
Somewhere along this river, they pretty big battle. Custer and 200-odd men against 2,000 Sioux, probably.
Yeah, Custer's last. It was an hour after that the whole troop went into action.
Oh, man, my back. I swear, I give up.
Where are you going?
I'm going to cut back to CP if I can find it. But don't worry, boys. I'm going to send you that ambulance. Arrivederci. You...
Captain. William Connors. Michael McCluskey. Richard Langsford. No coincidence?
Oh my God, Phoenix, I hate this episode so much. You realize that this whole episode is just 3 people telling you a story that sucks? You could cut out all of the visuals and it would play out exactly the same way.
I realize that. That's why it's in my number 1.
Oh,
Frank.
I wish I would never see this again.
5.
Oh.
This is like in the middle of
really
the entire season because I didn't mind it because it's got a tank in it.
God damn it, Frank.
Hold
God
on.
damn it.
This reminds me a certain.
Come on, there was an arrow in the tank.
No,
Come on, dude. There was an arrow in the tank.
It's
If
like
they had a tank, it would
arrow
have
in the balls, dude. Fuck.
Frank, sorry, hold on.
World War II.
Oh,
Submarine.
fuck you.
Shut up, Frank. Nobody cares about planes. World
I
War
knew that
II.
was coming.
Submarines, animals, or whatever else you're rambling on about.
It's been a long time since I've been able to play that.
Yeah, it fits. Even if he didn't say it, you'd still have to play it because, God, this episode.
I'm curious what he plays.
Phoenix has a small wiener.
Oh, it's Jansen saying I have a small wiener. Okay. I had no idea. Jansen's here, people.
Phoenix has a small wiener.
Okay, good to know.
I've seen this episode more times than I'd like to admit, and I just every time I watch it, I hate it more. If that's even possible, this does that.
I do agree with me, Adam, but the reason it makes my number one, my least favorite episode this entire season, is the faux historical element of some fucking hick soldiers being like, that's the little bighorn and the bighorn.
Oh, that's part of it too, dude. Why should I give a shit about Custer? You know, I mean, really.
None of it fucking matters. Nothing in this episode actually matters or adds up to a plot. So you're sitting there watching these hick soldiers being like, "No, there's where the fucking fought," and then the 1,500 man and Custer had an orgy over there, according to my version. But and that's it.
Am I supposed to care about Custer? As far as I'm concerned, he got what he asked for. You know, I mean, I'd bring him back to life so I could shoot him with some more arrows and watch him die again. I don't give a fuck about Custer.
No.
Yeah.
It's like a historical racism.
He was very flamboyant, Custer.
Even better.
He didn't really care much for the native, and then he died.
Yeah, that's called karma. You know where I come from, but okay.
I don't take these natives seriously. Oh, they killed me.
Oh, I'm dead. I took an arrow to the knee. Fuck me, really?
Or that. What am I supposed to feel here? What the fuck are we doing?
I'm not afraid to admit that this is the only one I'm going to do this with. This will probably wind up on another list. I feel that strongly about it.
Hold on. Let me look at my bottom 10 here. Yes.
So it's really that bad. And usually when they do the Twilight Zone marathons, this is the one when it shows up, I'm like, oh, this is that fucking Custer tank bullshit episode again. And that's when I get up and go do literally anything else.
There is nothing in this episode I enjoy.
No.
Nothing.
The best part was when they show the horses and the people in the front, and I thought they were going to go back to that. Now, if they would have done something where they would have been flipping back and forth between those two, that'd have been fine. But they cheaped out, and these three yo-yos that run the tank tell you the whole story vocally, verbally, with off-screen sounds. It's stupid.
Frank, I know you got something else going on, but honestly, why didn't this make your bottom 5? I'm just curious.
What, the Custer one?
Yeah.
I mean, because it was, I don't know, because I actually sort of kind of liked it, but it just didn't trigger me as much as it triggered everyone else.
Triggered, that's a good word. Triggered's a good word for this episode. No, it does trigger me. Yeah.
It's a bad episode. I don't need to be triggered. It's just a bad episode.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's a good episode. It's just there's a lot more worse than this.
I get where you come from. There are a lot of bad episodes in season 5 that didn't make this list, but the ones that bothered me the most are the ones that go on my list. You know, it's like, oh, this fucking episode.
I had to pick my bottom 5.
Yeah, but you gotta realize Frank picked the word triggered because it sounds like you're an insensitive pussy, but it had nothing to do with that. It's just a terrible episode. It's just boring.
Is that true, Frank? Is that why you said that?
No,
Clearly was.
look, it was what it was. I mean, it was. They would never do maneuvers on a national park because
the fucking tank never moves because it's like it's outside of a museum and they're filming around where the museum is probably right behind them.
It's just Custer's Last Stand is a national park. You know what I mean? By the 60s, it was a national park.
I mean, they have roller coasters at Custer's Park? Because otherwise, I don't give a fuck. I give no fucks at all.
Okay. No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, the Army would not be doing maneuvers on a national park. Like,
times have changed. I realize when it comes to history. Like, I'll admit this. Okay, when I was in school, grade school,
history buff too.
You might like this. Okay, we went to a place in grade school called Dixon Mounds, and Dixon Mounds.
Dixon.
I knew you were going to laugh when I said that, you jackass. But anyway, let me finish it. It's an Indian burial ground that was exposed, and for a long time, this exhibit was actually open in Illinois before they finally closed it down for very good reasons. You have an exposed cemetery of Native American people. It's one of the most insensitive fucking things I could possibly think of. I saw that as a field trip. But Custer kind of ranks in with this kind of bullshit.
I have 2 points. It has the word Dix and then followed by the word in.
Well, yeah, it's Dixon, Dixon, but
fucking the mounds, though. You get it, right?
Dixon. Oh, trust me, we made fun of that on the bus ride all the way there and all the way back. Trust me.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to Gettysburg
This was like fifth grade and shit. We weren't taking that shit seriously, neither up there or back. We actually got in a lot of trouble over that too, and I'm glad because it was a fucking terrible field trip.
We smoked a lot of weed in Gettysburg when we went. And we got a lot of trouble for that.
You know what, Frank? That's the most amazing thing I've ever heard in a sentence. We smoked a lot of weed in Gettysburg. I want a clip of you saying that, and I'm going to make it my ringtone. That's fucking amazing. I've never heard that in a sentence before. Bro, we smoked a lot of weed in Gettysburg, man.
Dearest Martha, we were fighting those South rebels, but we got in a lot of trouble for smoking that ganja.
For some reason, Gettysburg had a lot of key moments in my life. Like,
yeah, see, that I understand.
I had a scholarship, I had a football scholarship to Gettysburg, full ride paid, that I lost because I got surgery.
But there's some flaw in your logic, though, Frank, because you say you like this because you're a history buff, or you don't like the episode, but you don't hate it.
Exactly. I'm indifferent.
Your defense was you're a history buff, but here's the problem with this episode: it doesn't show you anything. Not even a painting, not even a fucking glimpse. Now, I'm not saying you have to show me everything to make it interesting, but these 3 actors are telling you everything that's happening in this episode. They're telling you a story. You may as well be sitting around a campfire, except these 3 actors suck. These actors are terrible.
God.
Frank, as duly noted on this podcast, is a huge fan of the episode. What is that episode called? We're on the fucking plane. And look, there's a dinosaur. Don't show it. Look, the new city. Don't show it.
The Odyssey of Flight 33.
Odyssey of Flight 33 in this episode are, hey, look at that thing off screen we can't afford to show. Look at that. And you see the characters.
They showed the dinosaurs as they flew 30, 40 feet off the deck.
As you know, a 747 will fly 37 to 38 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
You can just
to where the brontosaurus could almost bite the wing.
Yeah. You can do a fucking dental check on the fucking dinosaur. But
if you're going to tell the story of something you're looking at least make it interesting. It's like, so these guys...
Adam, they sat there, and he goes, you feel that? No. I feel speed.
He's exactly right. He goes.
I've seen that episode. I know which one you're talking about. I've seen that one.
It's the most boring actor in history. It's what's his name? Tom. Fuck, I can't remember his name, but he's the most boring Twilight Zone actor in the most episodes.
But Magellan was there.
It's
Magellan.
Yeah, Rod Serling Jr.
Yeah, discount Rod Serling. Yeah.
I noticed this. I just watched an episode of Star Trek Voyager last night that had Amelia Earhart in it, and the whole time I'm watching this, I'm watching this episode and I'm thinking, what was the fucking point of having her in this episode? Like, she does nothing to service the story at all, other than watching Janeway fangirl over meeting Amelia Earhart. That was the main reason why she's in the episode. I hate it when you bring in historical figures into a show just to say, look, I put historical figures in a show. In this particular case, you never see Custer. You just hear people talking about it.
Yeah,
Weekend warriors at best. Weekend fucking warriors.
That trick did not make it.
I do, dude. I don't think words are strong enough to describe my hatred for this episode.
I'm so glad you picked this number one because I thought I was going to be alone here.
No, I'm glad I'm not the only one because I thought maybe you guys would be like, oh, really, that one? I'm like, yeah, that one. I fucking hate this episode.
Do you see what I did? Is I didn't pick spur of the moment as my top 5 or bottom 5. When I said I love that episode, it's for the wrong reason.
Right.
I stated that very clearly because Jansen jumped the fuck all over me. But it's for the wrong reasons. It's a very bad B movie episode. And that's like in the middle, somewhere in there. But I kind of thought you guys would throw it in there just to fuck with me. So thank you for not doing that.
Nah, there were worse episodes than that one for sure.
I'm just glad you took it seriously because I feel like
I didn't enjoy it, but it didn't bother me as much as the ones that I picked. So I think our lists are all very similar. I mean, there wasn't anything on there where you guys went like, "Oh, really, that one?" I didn't get that this time.
Only that one.
Well, these are opinions. I'm not going to kill you for your opinion. But if we were doing this episode and I'd kill you, really bad. But,
Well, now we're glad he wasn't on for kind of a stopwatch.
Yeah, you guys, I would have never been able. I would have never been invited back after them. Like, oh, not this guy. Nope. He's fucking crazy.
Go fuck yourself.
Ruthless. It's hard being the new guys, y'all. It's hard being the new guy.
Is it?
It's been a year, Adam. You're not the new guy.
It's hard being the FNG.
Fucking new guy. Hey, man.
Well,
fucking new guy.
What's the N stand for, Adam?
New.
Negro.
Mm-hmm.
The 7th is full of bullshit. That's what this episode should have been called.
Kali said the 7th is made up of bullpucky.
Yeah, the 7th is made up of lies and heartache and nothing, just misery.
He also said, worst thing, it could have worked. It's good concept, if this had only been written during the prime of the series. Yeah, I agree.
I want to coin a phrase that we can use for this show, the cocktail napkin episodes. This episode's concept was written on a cocktail napkin by Rod Serling, handed to somebody, and he ran off. He's like, well, have fun with this. I'm done. This is my idea. I'm leaving.
You want to go with that? I'm going to say...
Well, that's season 5 in a nutshell, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the back of the divorce attorney's paperwork episode. Where it's, fuck, she's going to divorce me? I have to put the episode, though. Here you go, bye. And that stays off my divorce for another 3 weeks.
Like
the divorce. I remember the divorce.
Season 5 feels like it's mostly recycled ideas, like stuff that he didn't think he would want to use and threw in the waste paper basket, and he dug it out because he had to do another entire episode. Season 5 should probably be called The Lost Episodes, even though there actually is one you guys told me about. But Season 5 feels like it was just a lot of it was just bottom of the barrel.
Last resort. Here's our literally bottom of the barrel episode. Like literal barrel in CBS, and they went, what do we got down here? Okay, whatever the fuck this episode is.
Look, guys, Rod Serling wadded up some stuff from his notebook. Let's see what it says.
I'm not even going to read this. Throw it in the air.
The 7th is made up of phantoms. Oh, this is good stuff. Let's film this.
But Rod wrote, Custer equals time travel, ? And they went, yeah, shoot that. Like,
sure, of course.
There's no dialogue. They're like, yeah, make it up. Who gives a shit?
It's almost like the actors are just reading the script. And then Custer did this, and I took an arrow to the knee.
They wrote the first. They read the first page of the Wikipedia page for Custer, and then died.
It's so
Died
bad,
right
you know.
off their names.
Custer was the Elton John of his day.
These guys show up on a gravestone, and I'm like, well, that happened. I'm like, it didn't happen soon enough. I still had to listen to them talk for fucking 20 minutes.
Colonel McFucksky, if you will, in my script.
I'm glad you hate this episode, though. God damn
Me
it.
too.
Oh.
Thank you for having it your number one.
Oh.
I feel like, guys, no matter our differences in the bottom five, we're correct. So fuck these bottom five. They are terrible.
Yeah.
Fuck them right in the ass.
Fuck them right in the ass. Right in their fucking anuses. And let's move the fuck on and get the fuck out of here. So, Adam, Raiders of the Lost Flicks, right?
Yep, RaidersLostFlicks.com.
And I will go with LIWstudios.com, LIW the TZ Review, LIW Anthology Pod on Twitter for our different shows, but LIW Studios, if you want to go see all those, they're all different. They're all the same. Who gives a shit? Frank, Red Dragons Radio, I'm guessing.
Well, yep, way off topic radio. ADHD Radio. It's a new podcast.
ADHD Radio.
Yeah, it's Scott and I.
That's already way off topic radio for me.
Well, this is so I can have way off topic radio without Scott, because Scott and I.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Not gonna-
No, ask.
Fuck Scott, but are you still doing the show with him?
Yeah.
All right. Go check those listeners if you can deal with that.
It was that
I can
day
hear
now.
the shifting of chairs right now.
That was me. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That's the appropriate
No.
response.
The more he started talking about ADHD, I just started going,
So, Scott's ADHD just kicked in, and I know what that's like because mine kicked in about 4 years ago. So both of us doing a show together is, we had. It's not really way off topic radio anymore. It's ADHD radio now because we go. So that's why we changed the name of it.
Next time. In the meantime. Oh, sorry. You want to keep going?
No, and plus ISTP. Even though racing season is over,
There's a fucking season. That's crazy to me. Okay. Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is we're celebrating our 6-year anniversary for ISTP this week, and Bobby Rahal texted Missy 2 days ago, wishing her congratulations.
Way. The Bobby Rahal. Explain to me who Bobby Rahal is. I'm not making fun of you. I do not know.
For a second, I thought, I don't know who Bobby Rahal is.
I mean, honestly, anybody who is into racing would know who Bobby Rahal is.
That's what I was
He's
looking
very, very famous man.
I apologize.
I'm being sarcastic, but about my own ignorance in this entire subject. So,
Just wiki,
not you, Frank.
just wiki Bobby Rahal. You'll see what I mean.
I will not, but yeah.
He's a team owner now, and his driver won the Indy 500 this year.
Good. Okay. You guys. No, I'm not going to ask because the season's over. Never mind.
My
Bobby
point being is,
Rahal.
yeah, my point is, if you're a race car fan,
Murders in the state of Tennessee. Okay.
what?
You had on your fucking show this murderer?
He didn't kill
I'm
me.
kidding. He's a American former auto racing driver and team owner. Is he still racing?
No. Mm-mm. Him.
67 years old. That guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
About 60-ish. I mean, his son's 30, so he's about 60. His son and I, we didn't get along for a while.
Okay.
Well, it's because of him and Tristan Vaultier are going to fight, this one time, and I was there with Tristan, so he kind of just put me in the.
Jackson's father. We got it.
What's that?
Huh?
Well, no. Well, his son Graham Rahal is a current. His son Graham Rahal is a current IndyCar driver right now.
Okay. His son. Okay, good.
His son is a current IndyCar driver right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Jackson's father. So let's move to the end of the show.
My point being is, he just said, he sent congratulations 6-year anniversary on the show.
You want to say
what?
I was waiting for you to finish.
No, why bother? You're just gonna keep saying shit. So fuck you. Go ahead.
Oh, that's the appropriate response. And I feel like
I think we should start a band and call it "The Seventh Is Made of Rod Sirloins."
Oh no! Can we not quote that episode?
Our first song will be "Come Wander with Me." Okay.
Well, it should be freeze-dried Rod Sirloins.
There you go.
Like refrigerated and then remade again.
That'll be the album title. Yeah, remember those episodes you like from 3 seasons ago? We're just gonna do variants of those and call them new episodes.
Yeah.
I always order my Rod Sirloin well done. How are you guys?
Well, only one person had Caesar me on the bottom 5. It wasn't us, but it was DTHO84 on Twitter. Interesting. That episode didn't do enough to piss me off. Or it's kind of
I don't even know if that would make a 10 list.
It wouldn't
top
for
10
me.
list.
It annoyed me because it's
like
supposed to be an anthology, series, but this was such a fucking sequel to the good one.
The dummy.
Exactly. This was such a sequel. I mean, it was the same fucking dummy. I mean, same voice and everything. Christ. I mean,
let's get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm done. We're done. Well, next week we are discussing our top 10, bottom 10 of the entire series.
It's gonna be a long episode, so BYOB. Yeah.
Sit down on the shitter whenever you have like an hour and go through every single episode and pick your top 10, bottom 10. That's all we're doing next week. It's gonna be.
Would you like to screenshot this? Would you like to screenshot this at Phoenix?
No, it's blurry as shit.
Everything's blurry. Everything's all right.
Kill the president. Like, that's all I fucking read. It's nonsense to me. I'm glad you made a top 5, bottom 5. Thank you so much. Could you please do that for next week as well?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Top 10, though. He meant to say top 10. Top 10, bottom 10.
You're right.
The whole series. Yeah.
I know you haven't seen them all. Take your time. We got a week.
I've seen quite a few. I've got about half of it done on both sides. So I might have to screen a few episodes. Yeah.
Have you seen Shadowplay yet?
Which one?
Have you watched Shadowplay yet?
I will probably watch it just to make sure I know how it goes. And in some of these, I might actually go and read the synopsis so that I know if I've seen it before or not. You know what I mean? I got to save myself some time.
Don't influence him at all. Let him do his thing.
Yeah, put it this way, Frank.
I just brought it up to make sure you watch.
When Phoenix said your top 5 favorites and your top 5 most hated, I did the whole series. He said, no, you're just supposed to do season 5. So I already have part of a list done.
Yeah.
So I just have to come up with 5 more, and that won't be hard to do.
Well, half of your least favorite episodes are season 5 or not. You can.
I might have to re-rank them, but that'll be easy. Yeah.
Adam, I would enjoy watching some of them with you.
Well, you guys already know what my number 1 is, and you're going to hate it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Number 1 is, and I already was going to say, if your number 1 is, don't even bother, but I'm just joking. But we get it. Next week we're doing that. We already did our plugs. So until next time, in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Frank Wicks.
And I'm Adam Wilcox.
Cox in your mouth.
Dixon Mounds. Look it up in Wikipedia.
Damn right. Lemon Party. Woo! All right.
Happening, baby.
So long, citizens.
The seventh is made of agony.
The seventh